Hey, Dr. Aaron with Made to Move. This is Coach Mark with CrossFit Helena. I've been working with Coach here for about 2 years or so now, and since I moved to Helena, and we've had a conversation about scaling. And one of the things that we've talked about is that sometimes even if you can RX, it's still not a bad idea to do a scaled weight. So, like I said, Mark and I have talked about that a number of times, and I was just thought it was good information to get out to our what do we call it? Followers, I guess. Coach, when do you think it's a good idea to scale, even in the event that you could RX?
Well, there's a few different options to scale. Number one, if the weight is too heavy. If you're dealing with a higher percentage of your 1 rep max, then you should be more than likely in a higher volume workout. You're going to start breaking down your form, your function, and leave yourself possible to injury. The other time would be if you're shooting for a target time to finish the workout in, and let's say you want a time domain of around 13 to 15 minutes, and you're going past that into the 20-25 minute range. That's not the stimulus we're looking for. You should probably ask your coach, or look at the times on the board perhaps of some of the athletes that have been doing it for a while, and see what their time range is and try to hit that time range. Even though if you're strong enough to do something, the higher volume and maybe your capacity, your VO2 capacity isn't quite there, you want to scale it back a little bit so you can hit that time domain.
You know, one other thing that comes to mind with that, from my perspective, is maybe like this time of year now, people are out hunting and doing things like that on the weekends. So maybe their legs are already fatigued, and then you've got some kind of high volume thruster workout or squat workout, cleans, etc., where you're going to really wear those legs down. So if you're already going into the workout a little beat up or a little fatigued, maybe from the previous week, or your other activities that you're doing in the course of your day. Or if you have some kind of an injury that you're coming off of, there again, it's a good idea. Sometimes I think, especially when you're coming off an injury, to consider doing what I call like rehab workouts, where you're really much more focused on form than you are on the output. So I know Coach Mark here, in the course of time coming in here, he's great about working with people when it comes to working with injuries or around injuries. That kind of brings up a point too, which is a little bit unrelated to this topic, which is that if you have an injury, it doesn't necessarily mean you can't go to the gym at all. A lot of times there's a way you can work around it, or you can scale things to the point where you're not going to aggravate your injury, but you can still get in a workout, get some blood flowing, and that actually is good for healing and helps to speed healing. So in most cases that is, of course. So anyway, anything else you want to add?
Well, you just touched on if you're maybe not feeling well a certain day, sleep, even the littlest things, which sleep is not a little thing, but if you have a night where you get 3-4 hours of sleep, don't expect yourself to PR on a workout or on a lift. Listen to your body, and maybe, if you get 3-4 hours of sleep, maybe don't even come in. Maybe take a rest day and try to recover. You don't get stronger when you're working out. You get stronger during the rest phase after you work out. So keep that in mind too.
That's a really good point. And I think that's one of the most common things, especially in CrossFit, that it's like, because it's all about 100% intensity all the time. And I think now there's starting to be a little bit of a trend going away from that, where it's like 100% of the intensity if you're feeling 100%, if you're 100% recovered, right? Not necessarily at all costs, because certainly when you're pushing into those real high intensities and not fully recovered, it certainly is going to potentially set you up for an injury. So
you could definitely break down your body a lot quicker than building it up if you are in that that you're trying to work 100% every day. You're gonna, I don't like to use the term overtrain, but if you do not recover, so if you're under recovered, you're not going to produce as well as you could.
And then you don't get the results, and that gets frustrating too. sometimes we have to back off in order to go faster. So, all right. Well, thanks a lot, Coach.
You bet.
We're
Thank
gonna,
you, Eric.
We're going to be doing more of these in the future. Again, Coach and I have had a number of conversations about this and other things kind of related to it. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.